Hey, yo, welcome back to Relatable. On today's episode, we're going to talk about our first week overreactions to the NBA season. I'm your host, Jeff, and with me is my co host, Bradley Crow.
Yes, sir. Back at it. Back at it.
We back at it, yes. And if we got time at the end, we'll talk a little bit about our investment portfolios and tell you how much Dogecoin you need to become a millionaire. Yeah,
Just
that's
like
right.
me. Just like me.
Yep. Anyways, let's get to it. Give me your first takeaway for the NBA season, Brad.
So my first overreaction, so basically how we're gonna do this is we're gonna name us like statements, and then if it's an overreaction or not, in our opinions. So first one I got is Ja gonna win MVP this year.
Why do you say that?
Well, he said it first of all. He pulled that little D Rose thing. Where why
Why
can't
not?
why can't I be the MVP of the league? He didn't say that exactly, but then the first game he scored 34, then he dropped 49. With Brooks and Jaren out, it's possible.
Okay.
Of course, if he leads them to a good enough record, and he's the only scoring option right now. Bane isn't really doing much. I don't think he's gonna do it. I think it's an overreaction, but
No shit.
I just been hearing people talk about it. Yeah, I don't think he gets MVP.
Okay, let's talk this out. What seed do you think he needs to get to realistically be in the MVP conversation? Because did drop, I think he's averaging 40 points right now. He did have a 49-point game.
Yeah, but he only scored 20 against the Mavs.
Oh, yeah.
So he's averaging.
Oh, yeah, they got
30
destroyed by
probably.
the Mavs recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what seed did you realistically think he would need? Because Jokic last season was like a 6 seed and he won, but he had like crazy, that one was like I believe
Yeah.
a 27-point triple double.
Yeah, Ja's not going to average that. But I think he'd have to be top five. I just have to.
Top 5 seed.
I think consistently, an MVP has to be top six, top five. Because Jokic top six last year. And then I think when Russ won it, like in his first MVP, whatever, he was like a 6 seed.
Yeah, he was.
So, yeah, you have to be
Oh, Russ.
top five. But he ain't going to average like. I don't think he'll average like 10 assists. So.
What do you think
You
he'll
have to
average?
average like 30. Yeah, I think he'll average 30. Like 28.
28 and
Yeah,
like
28,
9
8.
and
Yeah,
5. I don't know how many rebounds he usually gets, but
yeah, probably 28, 8, and 5. That's what I think. Pretty accurate.
I think that's actually a good takeaway. It's possible he's on fire right now, except for against the Mavs, but
Yeah.
it kind of goes back to the point I made earlier in the preseason. I think they're gonna rely too much on Ja, and he's already had knee issues. I just don't see how he could maintain this level with the way he plays, the way he jumps throughout the whole season. Obviously, I'm not saying like I want him to get injured. But I'm just saying he's the one most likely to get injured
Yeah.
with the way they play and how much they're gonna have to rely on him because Jaren Jackson isn't there, and some of the role players have been a little disappointing. But overall, like if he gets like a 4 seed, um, I think it's possible, but I don't think they're gonna be a 4 seed with the West this year. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say it's not possible. I mean, I'm saying it's possible, but I wouldn't bet money on it.
Yeah, anything's possible, but yeah, I think it's an overreaction that he'll win MVP for sure.
Anything's possible. All
All right, how about you?
right.
What's your first take?
All right. I'm gonna hurt your feelings right now, bro. All right. My first takeaway. God damn, my lighting. All
right. Caught his ass.
I know.
I'm chilling.
Anyway. All right. So my first takeaway of this NBA season, Kyrie Irving and Russell Westbrook have ruined 2 years of LeBron and KD contending. And I believe they will both get traded throughout the season. Let's start off with Kyrie Irving. He came to the Brooklyn Nets with KD, Granted, KD and LeBron do take responsibility for these actions because they wanted them. But aside from that, um, Kyrie came with to the Nets with KD. KD missed that first year. It's whatever. Second year, Kyrie did Kyrie things, missed games. Didn't tell his team, didn't tell his coach, and then he got injured during the playoffs, and they lost. And they had the entire vaccination issue where he missed half the games as well, and really killed chemistry with the entire locker room and the coach. KD then demanded a trade, even though this is what he wanted, but he did it because of the instability in the organization. And also, if you watch the Nets this year, KD had to rescind his trade demands because they're not going to trade you, KD. You signed an extension. Why would they? Come on now. And if you see the Nets this year, they don't look like contenders. They just don't. There's just no chemistry there. Some of that I do put on like Steve Nash. I don't think he's a good head coach. I don't see
Definitely
any
not.
I don't see anything like special that he's doing. Although I will say being the head coach of Kyrie Irving is a very demanding job. Ask Brad Stevens, ask Ty Lue. And yeah, so that's 2 years right there, back to back, where KD, if Kyrie, just wanted to play basketball, he probably could have won at least that 2021 championship where he almost beat Giannis with that shot.
Mm.
But he didn't, and now Kyrie's on an expiring contract. I don't see why they should keep him. He's not going to sign an extension there. It's bad vibes all over, and I think KD might leave in the offseason. So there's that. The second part. I know my boy Bradley's mad because he's a Russ stan, and he thought this would work.
I get it.
I knew it wouldn't. Let's start off with that. So the Lakers get bounced in the first round, 2021 playoffs. They decide, you know what? Fuck spacing. Fuck defense. We need more star power. We need we need we need a turnover machine. We need a guy who doesn't even play defense the last minute of the game. We need we need we need Russell Westbrook. Yes, Russell Westbrook, the guy that's been traded 3 times from 3 different teams the past 4 seasons. Yes, that guy. The guy who has coach fired 3 times the past 4 seasons. Yes, that guy. The guy who hasn't even gone out the first round since KD left him. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. And LeBron, surprisingly, signed off on the idea. He's like, yeah, you know what I need? Another ball handler. That's what I always need, right? That's what I always wanted, another ball handler. Fuck spacing. Fuck defense. I need a ball handler. And they saw the triple doubles he dropped on Washington, and which is great for Russ, but I've always said Russ is only great when the team is built around him. He's horrible at fitting in with contending teams, and he's more than proved it last season. I know a lot of Russ fans. I know it's not completely his fault, but a majority of the fault is on Russ and his contract. Because when you trade for him, you're paying this guy 44, 47 million, and he's not even worth half that on your team. Because he leads the league in turnovers. He doesn't play defense the last minute of the game. Chucks a shot in the last fucking 30 seconds of a game when you have LeBron and AD who are cooking, and you got 10 fucking points. Anyway, not a spacer at all whatsoever. He should stop shooting threes. And yeah, so and I don't want to put it all on Russ, but I'm saying majority of it is on Russ because now you capped out with this guy. You have to pay vet minimum contracts to vet minimum players who also can't shoot. And now the Lakers are one of the worst shooting teams of all time. All time. I'm not even joking. Like all time. Statistically, I don't know. They're like 20% from three. It is crazy. Out of like 100
like
shots.
25 for like 118 or some shit.
So anyway, they tried to scapegoat for Frank Vogel, which I thought was unfair, and it was because,
Yeah,
as you see, Darvin Ham doesn't. I mean, seems a little bit better. Seems like the players like him a little bit more, but still, it wasn't Frank Vogel. And the worst part about it, the guy doesn't take accountability, which is one of the reasons he's great is that he just does his own thing, goes at his own pace, which is great if he's on his own team, but he's not. And yeah, last year, he was. People say like, oh well, LeBron and AD they went down. The whole point of getting Russell Westbrook was that if they go down, the offense would
yeah,
have struggled, and it still struggled, and it struggles with him on the court with them either way. They're a below 500 team even with those three. This whole experiment has failed, and Russell Westbrook has ruined last year's LeBron's chance at a chip last season, and he's ruining it again this season with his play. He's not even worth a half his contract. And there's other issues, obviously, with spacing. But again, that goes back to Russ's contract. You couldn't get any spacers because you have only vet minimums to give out.
yeah,
And obviously, you're not going to get great players who could both be 3 and D because those cost more. And yeah, there's also other issues like AD's health and stuff like that. But there's no excuses now. He's been healthy in his last 3 games. He's been balling out. AD's like top 15 right now, in my opinion. The obviously just haven't been winning games. And a large reason is because of Russell Westbrook. And
yeah.
yeah,
I don't see it as an overreaction at all. I think both of them will be traded. I agree. Um, I'm obviously I'm optimistic. I want to see Russ succeed just because the hate that because I mean I will say you and me. I don't think of us as casual Laker fans in my opinion. I think there's a lot of casual Laker fans that just hate on everything because he's an easy target, right? It's
yeah,
obviously
yeah. Lakers
easy to
fans are
blame him,
toxic. We're toxic, yeah.
but you're right. I mean he has. And I think what pisses me off the most is that he doesn't learn from his shot selection, and like he knows he's not a shooter, but he keeps fucking shooting. And like I'm like, bro, I'd rather you miss. Like when he was driving to the basket, like against the
Trouble.
Blazers,
Yeah.
like he was missing layups, right? But I'd rather him miss a fucking layup than miss a fucking jump shot, man, because I don't want
That's
him to take
that's
a
a
jump shot.
that's another thing. He's not even good at the one thing he was great at.
I know it's pissing me
He's
off.
missing layups. He's been missing layups since last season. I'm
Contested,
tired.
but still.
No, open layups too. I mean, he missed a lot of open layups last year too.
Oh
And
yeah. But I'm saying like the ones that I saw, like they were decently
yeah,
contested, but he's good enough to make them. Like
yeah,
he's an
but he's not.
MVP, former
But
MVP.
exactly 5 years ago, and I'm tired of the excuses.
Yeah,
I'm tired of these rust stands. I'm tired of Charles Barkley saying, "Yeah, man, it's the Lakers' fault that Russell Westbrook isn't playing with joy." No, it's Russell
no,
Westbrook's fault that he's not playing with joy because he hasn't been good. And if you're the guy who's been traded for assets, he knew what the deal was when he came. He was supposed to be the third option. Hasn't even been the fifth option. He's
yeah.
been
Third option's Lonnie right now.
third option is Lonnie. Fourth, I would say, is Pat Bev. At best, he's fifth at $47 million. So, yep, I think they should trade him. Although I would not include 2 picks, I would say at least have 1 pick for the offseason, the 2029 pick, because that's very valuable. And but yeah, as far as like this season goes, they should try and trade him. And that's another thing, another issue with the man, with the with Mr. Triple Double. He doesn't want to come off the bench. You saw
Yeah,
what he said. His hamstring hurt because he came off the bench. He's not a team player. He's selfish as fuck. He needs to get traded from this team. And yeah, so that's my first takeaway. Kyrie and Russ have ruined 2 years of Bron and KD's championship contending years, and they
yeah.
both should be traded.
They'll both be. I'm pretty confident they'll both be traded. Definitely at least one. There's no question about that. But I mean,
Most
you're right
likely
about like
Russ.
the Kyrie shit. The Kyrie is not. He's not going to re-sign. So their best. I don't think he'll re-sign. Their best option is to dump him.
Yep,
For
and
because I
get
mean, bro, I'd
picks.
rather have at this point for them. They should rather have either picks because KD is probably going to leave soon, and then even if KD stays, I'd rather have a better team than just Kyrie on that shit. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I would just rather have stability, and with you have
Well,
Kyrie
yeah,
Irving, you just don't have it. So I would just trade him for some picks and some good role players. I'll try to see if KD likes the team afterwards, because maybe they play better without Kyrie, because Kyrie's a huge cancer in the locker room. So
yeah.
maybe they play better. Maybe KD changes his mind, and maybe they play better without him. Realistically, because I know the Lakers will play better without Russ. So
All right, so
yep.
my next one.
Sorry, sorry, Brad.
No, you're good. You're good.
I had to do it. I had to do it to you. I know you're crying
So
inside.
overreaction or not, the Jazz will not be a bottom three team in the league. Oh, not in the league, in the West.
uh, I
That's an
disagree.
overreaction.
Yep. Yeah. I think they're gonna trade. That actually goes. I'll say mine because that actually kind of goes with it. Uh, the Jazz and Spurs are going 82-0.
What the fuck?
No,
The
but
Spurs already lost though. I
they
think.
did.
I think
Oh
so.
yeah, they did. I think they
Maybe they
did. Hold
lost
on.
once. I think they're 2-1.
Hold on. I gotta check that actually because they beat the Sixers. That's the last thing I saw. And
Yeah, but that's it.
Harden looked
Yeah, they're
not
two and
like
one.
the. Oh yeah. Who
I don't
did
know
they
who they
lose
lost
to? I gotta
to,
know.
but
Hold up, checking. But yeah, as far as being a bottom three seed, I think they will be. God damn.
they lost to the Hornets.
Don't worry.
Their
It's
first
okay.
game.
My shit wasn't working. Yeah, it's just 3 games. I think they're just gonna trade their good players. That was my takeaway. That they're too good.
I will say
Laurie.
though, I'm pretty surprised. Yeah, they're too good for their own good. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
too good for their own good because they beat the Nuggets, Wolves, and Pelicans. Like, I mean, that's impressive, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna slow down. It's just one of those like hot starts.
Hot
You know, they're
starts.
young, but
The Jazz have a lot of good players. That's what I realized when I was watching their games, especially versus the Nuggets. They just got
better
like
than I thought.
7, 8 guys who I wouldn't say seven, maybe like 5 guys who legit could be starting on a contending team, or at least be a prominent like 6 man on a
Five.
contending team. Yeah, Clarkson,
Markkanen, Clarkson,
Mark Clarkson, Conley.
Sexton.
He's playing good.
Oh yeah, but yeah, he could start, I guess.
Yeah, he will start. If he gets traded, he's gonna start on the team that he gets
Yeah,
traded
yeah,
to.
he would start.
That rookie they got, Kessler.
Has he been
What a
doing
pick.
good?
He's been awesome. Oh my god.
I've just been seeing it, bro. I've just been seeing Markkanen.
He's
Fucking, I
been
love that.
so consistent. The rookie, like you would think he'd be playing for like 3 years by now. The way he plays,
It's good.
real solid draft pick. Or trade. They traded for him, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I still believe the Jazz and Spurs will be a bottom 3 team, both of them, in the West, because I think they're just gonna trade. I think right now this is actually really good for them because they could like get more for the role players now. They get way more for
Yeah,
Laurie than, like last
yeah,
season.
they can. It's just they just got to figure out who they want to build around. That's what they got to figure out.
Victor.
Who do you want to build around? No, I know that, but I'm saying like who else do you want in that core? You know what I mean?
Oh well,
Like because
Kessler.
they're not just gonna do it all based off like all draft picks. You know what I mean?
No, I get you. I mean,
So
the main point is to get Victor though. So,
yeah, I mean that's like fucking 6 teams' main point right now.
but yeah, so Jazz and Spurs.
Yeah,
Western Conference Finals, Jazz and Spurs.
dude, I'll fucking be. That'll actually make me happy. Like, wow.
Keldon Johnson versus Kessler.
Kellen Johnson and Laurie Markkinen, two most unlikely foes.
All right,
But yeah,
so,
I mean, I think we both agree overreaction. They're not gonna fucking.
Yeah, I still believe they'll be bottom 3.
They'll force it. They're gonna force it.
Yeah. But good on them for getting more.
Yeah.
Next takeaway. Doc Rivers needs to be fired like yesterday. What the fuck is that offense? The offense, it's so slow. I heard Joel Embiid had a plantar fasciitis in the summer, so that's why he's kind of out of shape. But the offense is so my turn, your turn between Harden and Embiid.
Yes.
Those 3, Embiid, Harden, and Doc. This is why I don't understand why you picked why you're so high on Harden. Those 3 are the most unreliable trio the past 10 seasons. If you ever relied on them between the last 10 seasons, you were wrong. Like you were just playing wrong. They they literally come up short in the biggest moments, and and when you put all three together, I don't know what you expect. Obviously, they're talented. Their role players have not been that good,
Yeah,
but that offense is bad, and I think Doc Rivers is an overrated head coach. I think they should just fire him, pick up someone else, or get Sam Cassell. I think they'll do way better with Sam Cassell. And I think Doc sees the writing on the wall. Honestly, I don't see he's inspired. I don't see this team winning the championship at all. Even if they become like a top 4 seed, are you gonna
no,
rely on those
yeah,
three? Are you gonna rely on Bede's
I
health,
agree.
Harden's play, and Doc Rivers' coaching?
Yeah, I agree, bro. I think it's not an overreaction at all. I think he will be fired. I mean, bro, people were saying like he's most likely like TV analysts and shit were saying I forget who it was. I forget who I was listening to, but he'll be fired. All right, so yeah, so I think it's not an overreaction that a Doc Rivers will be fired. He's trash as coach. I don't think he's. I think he's very overrated. And we both agree on that. We agreed on that for years. Um, yeah, their offense is not looking good at all right now. Yeah, you're right. It's just like your turn, my turn. Like you saw the first two games, Harden went off. He had like 35 and 8 and 8, whatever the hell. But still lost.
Yep.
And then last game, I think when they lost to the Spurs, Embiid had a better game, but their offense just doesn't click. Like they don't seem they're just not in sync at all. Like maybe they can pull together, who knows, whatever. They're obviously
They'll
still
be
gonna make the
better. Yeah.
playoffs, but yeah, I think they just need a new offensive scheme. I think that'll be actually really good for them.
All right. So I got a follow up to that take actually. What do you think of this? Joel Embiid might ask out this season.
Yeah, I don't think that's
What
an
do you think about
overreaction. Yeah, I actually think that could definitely happen. Yeah.
So the thinking is that the team is very Harden-esque,
Mm-hmm.
Rockets Harden-esque. Maybe Embiid just doesn't like it. Maybe Embiid um doesn't like playing with Harden. Maybe he doesn't like the system. Maybe he doesn't like how it's all the Rockets guys coming back. So maybe halfway through the season he decides to go somewhere else.
I don't think halfway through the season, but maybe like at the end. I think he's gonna try to run it through at the like this year. Full year with Harden. See how that goes, and if he sees promise, then he might stay.
I don't know. I thought maybe it could happen. What's your next takeaway?
So my next one, I got Benedict Mathurin will win Rookie of the Year. Overreaction or not?
Wait, hold on, real quick. You have like background noise, bro.
Yeah, my shit's it's like my fan and my fucking it's my
Sounds
fan.
like somebody's washing.
Yeah, it's my fan. It's my fan on my computer. Like the
Okay.
fans. Yeah, it's
You can't turn it off.
no, it's because my shit's overheating. So like my shit was overheating before, so it's like
God damn. Okay, whatever. Start with your take again.
yeah. So Benedict Mathurin will win Rookie of the Year. Overreacting or not?
Tripping, dog. You're tripping. Nah, it's gotta be Paolo. I think Benedict. He's been doing awesome, but I just think Paolo's gonna get throughout the season. He's gonna get more touches. He's gonna get more opportunity. And I think
That dude's been putting up like 20 shots a game type
yeah,
shit.
it's crazy to me. You know me. I was way high on Paolo. I don't understand why there was even a conversation between him, Chet, and Jabari. Like he's so ready. He was so built for this. You could already tell he's like his body. He's already like 5 years in. He looks like he's 5 years in already.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Benedict's nice though. But I'm not gonna put him over Paulo now. I think actually that actually goes with my other actually ties in with my other take. I think Paulo's gonna win unanimously. I just think throughout the
Unanimously?
season.
Nah.
Yep, yep. Because throughout the season, he's gonna get more touches, he's gonna get more opportunity, and I think the Magic is gonna be featured more. I don't know. I just think Paulo's gonna be very hyped up. I don't know if Benedict could keep it up throughout the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, I think Benedict will definitely get more touches too, though. Like, I mean, not more than Paolo, obviously, because Paolo is the number one option. But I think that they see this, they're gonna keep like, all right, we want you to develop, we want to feed you. And I don't think it's an overreaction. I think he definitely could, but I don't think Paolo wins unanimously. He'll probably win because he's gonna score the most. He's gonna get the most minutes, but I don't know about all that.
Yeah, so that was tied in. That was a good. I mean, overall, I guess my takeaway disagrees with your takeaway.
Yeah, kind of.
So my next takeaway, the Hornets are gonna tank. They're gonna they fucking suck. They even with Lamelo, they're at best at the 11 seed. Their defense is not great. I don't think so. Um, yeah, and they have a lot of good role players on there that do have value. You know, they could trade Terry for something good. They could trade Gordon Hayward for something good. I mean, the Lakers are desperate.
I
Why not get a first round pick 5 years down the line from them? That's very valuable.
I want those two right now. Literally, either I don't even want the Pacers trade anymore. To be honest, I'd rather
Nah,
have the Hornets or the
nah.
Spurs.
Yeah,
So
I like the Spurs trade.
I like the
I
Spurs the
real
most.
the Spurs one is Josh Richardson, uh I don't know his name, Jacob Pertl. I don't know.
Oh,
Um,
Jakob Pertl.
Jakob Pertl.
Yeah.
Jacob. And Doug McDermott, a bucket.
Yeah.
Those two guys right there could start off the bench. I mean, could start, and then Josh could be off the bench. Like it's crazy how much great this Lakers would be without Russ. But anyways, yeah, the Hornets they suck. Like why what are you doing? What are you trying to get this season? What's their record? I know they're losing record right now.
Surprisingly, no. I think they're 2-1.
They're 2-1.
Yeah, because
Well,
Kelly, bro, they just beat the Hawks last
oh,
night.
oh yeah,
But that's because Kelly
oh,
Oubre
yeah,
just went.
yeah.
Kelly
A role player
Oubre is
went
like
off.
the only reason. Yeah.
A role player went off. But
Yeah, Dennis
other
Smith
than
Jr.
that,
dropped 18. Like I was like,
what, bro? I forgot he was in the league. Um,
who the fuck is?
yeah, damn. It was just one of those wins.
Yeah. Nick
where you just have a role
Richards
player.
dropped 20 and 11. I don't know who the fuck Nick Richards is. So
Yeah, is he gonna do that all season? Like, what are you doing? You have Victor Wembanyama right there. He would fit perfectly with Lamelo. Oh my god, the pick and roll between those two,
perfect matchup.
be crazy,
Or
be crazy,
yeah.
be crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, if I'm a Hornets fan, fuck it. Like, come on,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? The best should be a 10 seed at best.
Yeah, the best,
You know?
and that's your ceiling. That's not what I want my ceiling to be.
You could have a young core of Lamelo and Victor Wembanyama and like keep PJ Washington is pretty good. And yeah, like what are we doing here? Like they're gonna be a bottom 500 below 500 team.
Yeah, they're no question they're going to be below 500. No question. Like they're 2-1, right? But I mean, it's the start of the season. Like people just get
Yeah,
off
but
the
from
hot
what I've
starts,
seen,
but...
from what you've seen, like do you think it's sustainable? I don't think so.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Like 2-1, you're bragging over 2-1. Nah,
From what, yeah, I thought they were 1-2, but yeah, I forgot to pick up a weird win over the Hawks.
yeah.
But yeah, like I don't expect these role players to continue this play, and I think they should just tank for Victor. Like, come on, Lamelo and Victor, come on.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see why they're gonna dump their pieces soon. I'm sure. Sure they'll dump some pieces soon and just develop your young players. What else you? Why giving Terry and Gordon so many minutes?
Yeah,
What's the point?
exactly. For a 10 seed, like, come on.
Yeah, just burning them
You've
out.
tried
Anyways,
it. You've tried these. You had the same team for the past 2 seasons. You guys have missed the playoffs. Like,
yeah.
yeah, and yeah. And I have one more after this.
All right, let me get my last one.
Bring the heat. Bring the
I
heat.
kind of
Come
I
on,
kind
it's
of
your
got.
last shot.
So I'm gonna name this last one, and then I'm gonna get. I know. I'll just do this last one.
Just do it. Nike
I got two
sponsors.
more. I got two more actually. That's
All right.
cool. All right. So
Bring the
first
heat.
one, Christian Wood will win Sixth Man of the Year.
Hell no.
All right. First of
Same
all,
man.
let me put down my. I don't think it's an overreaction, right? This man
That's not a
averaged
reaction.
25
It's
and
gonna
8
be. Yeah.
first game. I mean, not average, but he got 25 and 8 first game. Second game, 25 and 12. That's pretty impressive. I mean, I don't think he's gonna keep up like average 25 and 10 because that's an all star, but he's not gonna do that. But playing with Luca and how they've been running their offense, I think has been really good for him. Like playing him off the bench and then putting him in like with Luca, and then even without Luca, and he's kind of taking over the scoring part with like Dinwiddie. It's been
Yeah.
working out pretty well. I think he likes being here too, which he usually has been the fucking issue with him.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Just give it time. Just give it time. Something will pop up. I'm just not a big Christian Wood guy. I think he will be in the discussion. He
Yeah,
might win it. Okay, it's a good take because he might win it if he does this and he doesn't, bitch in the middle of the season. But I don't believe he's gonna not bitch in the middle of the season. I think he's gonna bitch. I think he's gonna just complain about something. He always finds something to complain about. It's crazy with this guy. Um, and yeah, I think you just need to give it time, Brad. Come on, like Christian Wood, six man. What
I'm
do
a
you think about this?
Mavs fan, man. I want to see them
Yeah,
succeed.
but I know. I love Luca, but I don't love Christian Wood. I just don't like players like him. I just hate players who are divas, like a Kyrie, bro.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
mean,
just a cancer to the locker room.
it's tough for me to like. I agree with you at some point, but like I've just been a Wood fan since Detroit because I'm like, oh shit, like he's actually doing good. He's actually an underrated player. And then he went on,
Yeah.
did his little whatever the fuck it happened. But
Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're right about
Complain.
the diva part.
I just think you need to give it time, Brad. Just give it time. Christian Wood's not that guy.
All right, and then I'm gonna name this last one, and you can get your last.
Okay.
So these aren't my takes. I don't think most of these I don't think's gonna happen, or like some of them. I'm just an early reaction. So Blazers will make the playoffs.
Oh man. I think that's an overreaction. I mean they could as an 8 seed, I guess. But as we've seen, Dame has to. I think Dame might have a back injury right now because he has to carry that team to wins over
Yeah,
the Lakers and who else they beat the Kings.
yeah,
Um,
and he had to carry.
and he had to carry. Um, so I guess yeah. I mean, it's a good. They could 8 seed at best. Uh, but I'm just not gonna. It just takes like Dame to miss like 2 weeks, and I think they're gonna miss the playoffs entirely.
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
too
an
it's
overreaction.
too heliocentric. I think he's averaging like 38
Yeah,
points,
he's averaging. I'm
37.
pretty sure 38
Two,
because he had
and he's
back
gonna
to
have to.
back 41. So
Yeah, and he's gonna have to do that the entire season. And his supporting roster, they're better defensively. They are, but offensively, you're gonna have nights where Simons is a no go, not showing up, and you're gonna have and Jeremy Grant's also not efficient. He was a little bit overrated in Detroit, in my opinion. I think he's a really good role player. I bet he's like the third guy on your team. Right now on this team, he's like the second guy really because Simon's too young to like be consistent.
yeah,
And they have good role players though. Josh Hart's nice. I still think he's a little overrated because he can't really shoot like that. Um, but he gets rebounds, so that's cool.
you can shoot in Fortnite, dude.
Uh,
You can shoot in Fortnite.
and then cool, nice. Nurkic. I always like Nurkic, but I think he's kind of on the decline to be honest. Like he's been on that team for like how long has he been on that team? Like
Bro, it feels like
five
forever.
seasons, 5, 6 seasons. I don't even know. But I
Feels
know
like
he's picked up a
forever.
lot of injuries. I know he's picked up a lot of injuries. He looks slower that game versus the Lakers with AD. I mean, it's AD kind of dominated him, but
But
yeah.
you're right. He has been looking slower. I think it's
Yeah,
catching up to him a little bit.
he's not really like an offensive option as he used to be. You know.
No, no, he's still
Yeah,
solid.
so
Like he'll
he's still
have
solid.
that
Yeah,
grit. He'll have that grit to get the rebound, offensive rebounds and shit. But other than that,
yeah, he's a good little playmaker. But yeah, I think he's not at his prime anymore. He's had a lot of injuries. He had that nasty injury. Remember that, like 2 seasons ago, where his leg
yeah,
broke.
yeah,
Um,
shit. Wasn't
the
nice.
ref stepped over it. I know stepped on it. Goddamn. But yeah, I mean they could, but it just takes Dame to miss like 2 weeks, and they won't.
Yeah, literally. If he misses like any time, like he did last year, they're screwed. So
All right, so my last takeaway: the Pelicans are going to be a top 2 seed in the West.
Pelicans would be top two.
Yep,
Yeah.
second seed.
I don't think that's an overreaction at all. Last night they did lose to the Jazz, but I was watching the whole game, and honestly, I was very impressed. I like what Willie Green is doing because they didn't even play Zion like the
Oh,
last
um,
12 minutes.
another. Sorry to cut you off, but another that goes with that is that Willie Green's going to win Coach of the Year.
Yeah, that's not an overreaction at all. I think he will. It's like a
Yeah,
lock.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a lock in my opinion. I think he's number
I
one on everyone's list right now.
I love.
Maybe Ty Lue. I don't know. I mean, I think people would pick him. I don't. I'm not picking him, but people like to ride Ty Lue's dick. So
Whoa.
that's how I see it.
Whoa. Anyways, yeah, I love this team, man. I'm so glad I picked the over for them. They're amazing. If Zion's not going off, because I know he had a bad game recently, but you have other options. You got Jonas, who could give you 20 and like 15, dude's a monster. You have CJ who give you 20 points. You have Ingram who give you 25.
Yeah.
Like, and you have defensive players like Herb Jones. Alvarado's a pest. Like, god
Trey
damn.
Murphy.
Trey Murphy, a
Jonas
spark
is
plug
a
jumper range.
beast.
Even that guy, Najee Marshall. That guy is pretty good.
Yeah,
I wish we
Marshall.
had him. I
Yeah.
wish we had him. Oh, the Lakers, goddamn. He'd be like the fourth guy on our team. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, this team just fits perfectly. They're young, they're hungry, and Zion's gonna be in the MVP conversation if he stays healthy. And
Yeah.
I think they're gonna win like 55 games this season. I still got Denver winning 60 games or close to it and being on the 1 seed. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So I think the Pelicans are gonna blow people's expectations. This team is so awesome. David Griffin did a wonderful job. I know people were clowning on him, like playing the piano for Zion and shit like that.
Yeah.
But he's done a wonderful job. This team is awesome, and they still have all of the Lakers picks, which is crazy. And so they
Yeah,
could
which
get
is
better if they
great
wanted
for
to.
them.
Yep.
Yeah, they probably will. They probably will. I mean, the only issue they got right now is just Ingram's going to be out with concussion, so I don't know how many games that'll be.
Oh yeah.
But they're
I
so
mean,
lucky because McCollum can just fill in easy as that scorer they need with Zion. Because Zion's going to do his thing no matter who's on the court, but he can definitely fill that role. Just amazing for them. Yeah, he's so good, bro. He dropped like 30 and 17 or something like the second game. Yeah, yeah. And the thing I like too, so last night with how they were playing, right, was what I liked. What Willie Green did was the team that brought them the comeback to go to overtime. He kept them in for like the last 7 minutes and then all overtime too. He said, "I'm not subbing Zion or Jonas in. Like, I'm keeping what's hot." Now maybe subbing Zion in would have helped, right? But they almost won. They lost by 1 point. So I mean, can't really hate. What the fuck is she just?
sorry, my shit logged me out. I don't know why. But continue with your take.
You hear me now? Yeah.
So
So, huh?
he didn't sub him out.
Yeah, he didn't sub him out, which I think is good for just their confidence. Like overall, they like fuck with him more. I mean, that's how I see it. And I mean, it shows that anyone on that roster can really have an impact, which is great for them.
Wow, he didn't sub in because the team was doing great. Which one coach in the league could follow that same thinking? Looking at you,
Yeah, that's
Darvin Ham.
why.
Facts over feelings, my ass.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I like Darvin Ham, but you're right. He's playing with Russ's ego a little bit. I get it, but at the same time, who gives a fuck? So I love Ryan.
so yeah, those were our NBA takeaways for the first week. I think some of them actually might be true. We might see people getting fired or traded, like a Kyrie or Russ or Doc. Overall, this has been awesome. Except for the Lakers, they suck. I do believe some of our takeaways will become true. But moving on to the next segment that we just came up with because we're geniuses. We wanted to include an investing segment. We're gonna call it JB Investing. We're gonna tell you our investment portfolio and also how we got into investing, as well as any questions from Reddit and our future investments. So why don't you get us started with that off, Fred?
Yeah. So first of all, how I got started
Yeah.
investing was I don't even know
They
what
want to
year.
know.
I don't know what year it was. Right when I joined the Navy, so probably 2019. I joined 2018 at the end, so yeah, I'd say 2019, 2020 was when I first got started. I started in dividend stocks, so like Apple, like all those blue chip
Yeah,
stocks. So I mean,
they pay you
Apple, I
back.
had
What did they pay you back in?
yeah. So I mean, if you don't know what a dividend stock, this is like a rough description. I'm not an expert or a financial advisor, but basically they pay you back at small amounts. So like you buy part of their stock, right? They pay you just either monthly, quarterly. Though some companies do like twice a year. Like it just depends how their payout is. You would just have to figure it out. Um, but it's not like big amounts at all. It's like maybe like dollar
What
something.
brokerage? What brokerage did you use?
I was using M1 Finance. That's what I was using.
Hmm.
Yeah, not as popular, as like these other ones like TD, Ameritrade, and
Yeah.
Fidelity and all that. But yeah, that's what I was doing at first, and then I moved into crypto, and I'm pretty heavy in crypto right now. Um, but
When did you get
yeah,
into crypto?
I invested in a Dogecoin. It wasn't the first one I did, but it's when that whole thing was going on. GameStop, AMC, Dogecoin. I didn't sell because I'm an idiot. I was up like $900, and I said it's gonna go up higher. Trust, and then it didn't. So
It's okay. There's a guy out there who was up 3 million and didn't take it. So $900 ain't that crazy. Oh.
yeah, I mean it'd be a nice little come up though.
So right
Nice little
now
come up.
you're investing in just crypto, or are you still on
Yeah,
the dividend?
right now I just have crypto. So I got Ethereum, Bitcoin. Um, I'm staking my Ethereum, so
Damn,
it's a Ethereum 2.0. I
big boy
got
Brad.
so I got damn tripping right now. Cardano, of course. Cardano is my favorite. I'm really confident that I'm going to keep investing into Cardano. And then I got a bunch of little ones too. Pull them up. And that brokerage I
Mine
use
too.
for this one is Coinbase for
Yeah,
crypto.
the fees are high, but it's really reliable. You don't have like a Voyager situation. So Voyager, they don't allow people to withdraw their money because something about the company not doing well. But yeah,
Yeah.
Coinbase. I also use Coinbase. So.
Yeah, and then the last three I got is Polkadot, Loopring, and then Manacoin.
So you sold all your dividend?
Yeah, because
stocks?
I came to like I'm about to start reinvesting probably more a little bit into dividend again, just to get that passive. I mean, not really passive income, but basically, even though it's small amounts. But I sold it because I
You love Dogecoin?
no. That
Just
wasn't
kidding.
why.
I'm
Well,
just kidding.
I was up like 2K, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna take it, and then
Yeah.
um, I was also kind of realizing I don't want to wait like fucking 50 years, to make a million. So I was like, all right, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in like smaller investments or that are like shorter term, like crypto and stuff, where like in 5-10 years it can be like at its peak, and then
And why do you believe in
yeah,
crypto?
lots of reasons. I think it's gonna be. I mean, blockchain's huge. I'm not a fucking expert. I don't fucking know. I watch these videos. I watch these. I watch these videos, bro.
I watch YouTubers and like they
I watch these
convince me.
YouTubers and I do a little bit of research, but I don't know enough to be
Well,
like to
what
explain
YouTubers?
it.
What YouTubers do you watch?
Fuck, I don't remember their names, man.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember their names. They're reliable, but
Because some YouTubers are scamming. I just like
well, yeah,
there's a lot
I'm
more
not gonna.
finance scammers right there now.
The ones you told me to listen to is what I'd be listening to. I just
Oh,
don't
okay,
remember the names.
okay. All right. Well, thank you for that,
How about
Brad.
you? How about
Bit
you?
boy Brad. I think that's what we're gonna call you now.
Uh,
Um, Doji Brad. Something's there. Um, it's okay. I'll go up. For me, mine's actually kind of a pretty interesting story. I started investing. I'd say around the same time as my first year in college. Uh, I remember my psychology, my senior year in high school actually. My psychology teacher, he talked about this app called Acorns. I don't know if you know Acorns, but basically like if you spend like $9.90 for some food, they take the 10 cents and they'll invest it for you, right? So you don't have to like worry about like putting in a specific stock or crypto, I guess, or NFT or anything like that. They do it for you. And I was doing that from like so I started freshman college year, and actually, what's crazy about it, I sold because I wanted to start investing myself. Right, I wanted to do dividend investing, so I sold in January of 2020, like at the end.
oh shit! Okay.
And yep, and we all know what happened like a month and a half later. COVID
Yeah.
hit, and everything went down. And luckily for me, I didn't put everything right back into. I didn't like put all my because I wanted to dollar cost average. So dollar cost average is like, uh, so from the acorns, I got maybe like because with the acorns thing, they I believe they get a certain percentage. So I only made like 2,000, I think, or like 1,500, and I wanted to make more. You can make more like just doing it yourself. So that's why I sold it, and I was just like dollar cost averaging every week. I put in like 100 into like I put it into like yeah, Coca Cola, Disney.
Yeah.
Um, I
The
think I put
good
into
blue
like
chips.
four, yeah, like four different stocks. The S&P 500. I was doing that, and luckily for me, well, I mean, unlucky for other people, the stock like crashed. Everything fucking crashed
Yeah.
because of COVID, right? I put a lot of money at that time to the S&P 500, right? And also at that time, I'm getting grants from my school because of COVID. Um, if y'all remember how unemployment was like, you were making a pretty big penny off it if you're on it. And yeah, I was making that, and I was also doing DoorDash during the pandemic, so I was making pretty decent money. Obviously, not saying I'm rich or anything like that. Um, but yeah, and I started and that's when I got into my first crypto was Bitcoin, as a lot of people are
Yeah. The
do
big boy.
the big guy. And I'll be honest, it's a stupid reason why I got into it, and I'll tell you. Uh, it was when Elon Musk tweeted tweeted that like Tesla was accepting Bitcoin, and I bought into the hype. Obviously, I'm not. I was like 19, maybe 20. I was 19 at the time. Um, and yeah, I bought into it. So And also like personal shit. I just got off a breakup at the time, so I had like a lot of time on my hand. COVID hit, a lot of time on my hand, and yeah, I just put some money in there, and then I just put a little bit in there. Like I think I put in like $1,000, and that was it. I just had like the dividend stocks and Bitcoin. That was it, right? And then it was towards the end of the year of 2020. I don't know if you remember, bro, but the everything started flying, right? Everything started squeezing, right? This is when like
Yeah.
GameStop was about to happen, right? Like this GameStop short squeeze. So my $1,000 investment went from 1,000 to 2,000 because I think I invested in Bitcoin like it was like a 10,000, right? And it went up to like 20 something thousand. And I was like, I remember at the time I was mad because I was like, oh, I should have put in more, you know? Because I put in like ten
Yeah, make
thousand, I could have
more.
had
Yeah.
20,000. Yeah, yeah. So that's what that was my thinking. And then the whole Elon Musk tweeted that he's gonna set Bitcoin for Tesla. And I bought into the hype. I dropped. I'm not gonna say how much, but I dropped the bag on it. I'm not gonna lie. And I remember that day I went from 20 to 30K, and basically the whole of 2021, entire year, I basically the same thing you did. I got more into crypto. I started following YouTubers like and also I got into the AMC hype with I follow YouTubers like Trey's Trade. I know he doesn't talk about AMC anymore because of the hate he's been getting. But I still believe. I know the economy sucks right now, inflation sucks right now, but that's the point. That's why I say investing is not easy because you got to go through tough times like this.
Yeah.
And but yeah, but throughout the 2021, I got into other cryptos like Ethereum, dropped the bag on that. Cardano, I'm high on it like you are, and other coins like Decentraland, just like small BAT token. If you don't know what BAT token, look it up because I don't want to explain it. But get the website platform though because it is amazing. You don't have any ads on it. Doesn't track your history. It's awesome. Um, but yeah, I got into a lot of crypto. Then I still invest in stocks. I sold I sold like the McDonald's stock. I sold some of the dividend stocks because I wanted to get more into I got into Tesla and I got into let me look it up real quick.
You like reinvested them, those
Yeah,
profits.
I put in more into the S&P 500. Oh, obviously I bought into the AMC,
Yeah.
and at the end I messed up too. I went from like 5K and it did squeeze up to like squeeze to like I was like up like 30K I think on it. I only sold what I put in. I should have sold more because I thought I was gonna go up. So I know how you feel, but at the end of the day, like you learn from these mistakes. And
Yeah,
yeah, but
exactly.
anyways, yeah. So right now it's just stocks, crypto. And I did get into I know I showed you Brad, uh, VV NFTs. That's more like speculative. It's basically like I mean if you know what NFTs are, it's basically like digital art. And these are like real life digital art that you could like focus, like you could put on your camera and like show it, take a picture of it. It's like characters like Mickey Mouse. They have all kind of characters on there, like Captain America, Iron Man, Black Panther,
Yeah,
and
popular
that's
like
more like
animation.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And they also sell like comic books like online, like the online version basically. That's obviously more like speculative. Like right now, I'm not up on it at all.
Yeah.
But that's more like in the future term if NFTs ever blow up. I think that's a good investment, and that's basically it. I also got into stock options. I only have like one call that I made so far, and that's on Coinbase. I think it's gonna go up in the next year. But other than that, right now, we're all struggling.
Yeah, the
uh,
economy is shit right now.
yeah, and it kind of makes sense when you think about it, because last year everything ran up so quickly because of the money they're giving out. So obviously, the bad side to that is that everything has to like balance out. So the economy sucks right now, but I'm gonna still continue investing, and yeah, that's how I got into investing basically. And I also
Yeah,
use a
by the
Coinbase.
way, we're not uh we're not telling you how to invest. Obviously, we made mistakes. I think I made a big mistake by taking out all my dividend stocks. I think I wish I still had all that right now. I mean, right now it'd be down, really down, but Still, I wish I had it for the future because I mean those blue chip stocks are just proven to go back up and just increase every year. So
Yeah, no, I feel you. Like, I wish I sold more of the AMC because I know it's more of a hype. Um, but the way I look at it, I don't think. I think it's like, to me, it's like it's gonna happen again. I think I don't know if it's gonna be AMC, but I think it's gonna happen with another stock. Like,
it
there's no reason
will
why it
most
wouldn't.
likely.
There's no reason why it wouldn't. Okay, so let's get into the Reddit question. Well, I guess that's kind of answered one of them. It was like, what's your biggest regret when it comes to investing?
Yeah, I already answered that.
So yeah, maybe the biggest regret for anybody is like not selling at the time.
Yeah,
And if y'all don't know, like there's worse. I know like sounds dumb, but there's worse people. There's worse decision makers out there.
yeah, for sure.
Second question: how long do you plan on investing?
The rest of my life.
What's your like, and what's your like goal with it, basically?
That's a good question. I mean, so
Like the end goal, basically.
how I see it, man, is a lot of people say they want to have investments for the rest of their life, right? But how I see it is, I'm gonna cash out at some point. Like what? I mean, unless I'm making crazy, you know, crazy amounts of money where I can just keep investing and then like I don't ever need to take it out and I can give it to my kids, whatever portfolio. But in my head, I want to cash that out at some point because I mean, I it's my money that I invested, right? I did it, so when I cash it out and use it, and I can't take the money with you to the grave. You know what I mean? So um,
Yeah.
that's how I see it. But not everyone thinks that. But that's how I see. Yeah,
Yeah, man, I agree. I mean, at some point, I am gonna cash out. Obviously, I mean, I have cashed out on some things like the dividend stocks.
yeah,
And emergencies, I have sold like some crypto, like Bitcoin mostly. And emergencies, like when I needed like stuff for my car and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, my end goal too is like to put a down payment on a house or something of that, something like that.
yeah,
Obviously, it's a lot of money, especially here in California. It's
yeah.
crazy. And but yeah,
Yeah.
that's the next investment. That's the ultimate investment for me is real estate. Getting in a house should be like a priority for everybody, and that's my end goal basically.
Yeah, I mean, you do you, but yeah,
Or
I
I should buy a
definitely plan to
Lambo. I don't
cash
know.
out
What do you think?
Lambo. I should
Lambo,
live
right?
in a small ass apartment, 500 square feet, but have a Lambo.
What's crazy? There's actually some guys living like that.
Yeah, I know. I'd much rather have a nice house than a nice car. As long as
Okay,
my
and
car can
then
get me to A to B.
I know I don't. I mean, as long as it's a decent car. Anyways,
Yeah.
last question: what is the biggest dumbass move you've seen someone invest in? The biggest
Well, I
dumb
mean, I
move.
already know which one you're gonna say,
No, I'm not gonna
so
say that one. I've already. Actually, you know, fuck, I'm gonna say. It.
yeah. Let me think of one. Honest investment. I don't even know. The only one that's popping in my head is the one you're gonna say. Because I don't know a lot of stories about people that invested like dumb shit
You don't follow
or
Wall
like
Street bets?
no, I don't. Is that on Reddit?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Or you go with yours because I really have no clue.
I mean, one that sticks out. Like, yeah, I've alluded to it, but like, yeah, there's like dumb investing, but there's also a guy on YouTube who it's pretty crazy when you think about it. Guy invested, and he's a regular guy. Like, he lives in an apartment. I don't know how much he makes yearly. I mean, I don't know him. I don't know him, but I
Yeah,
do know he lives in an apartment because he showed it, and invested about I believe like 100, 150K, which is a decent amount. Like 100K is a lot of money to invest into one thing. And invested it into one of Bradley's favorite investments, Dogecoin.
yeah, my favorite.
And then it went up to 3 mil around the hype, the SNL hype, and I don't believe he sold anything. And right now, during this bear market that we're at, it's literally, I think it's like 6 cents right now. Where at the high, it was like at 75 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're ever feeling down or unsure about investing, think about that. It's pretty crazy. I like to think if I made a million, I would just sell it, but who knows?
Yeah, I like to
Yeah,
think of it as let's see, like I kind of relate it to betting a little bit because I mean out in Virginia,
yeah.
right, where I'm at is sports
We
betting is
also
illegal,
gamble,
right?
guys. We also fucking lose a lot
Yeah,
of
we
money on gambling.
don't recommend that, but yeah, so I relate it to betting kind of because
And by the way, we do bet a lot. We gamble all our money.
decent. But when I bet, right, like if I'm up, like I win, like on parlays, right, like
Yeah.
if three of my legs out of my five have won, and it gives me that cash out option. Most of the time, I'm gonna hit that cash out option if I'm not super confident because I'm like, you know what, I made a profit, right?
Yeah.
And then you just have to live with the result. If they win, like your bet wins, and you're gonna win more money, just live with it. Can't get down about that shit. You still made profit at the end of the day. Better than losing your whole investment, right? Or like your whole bet. Obviously, betting and gambling and investing are completely different, but that's just how I
Nah, they're
relate it
similar.
to that. Yeah,
They're
but not
similar.
like like right on there. You know what I mean,
No, I know.
betting's way riskier. I would say
Yeah, it's but way more fun.
it is fun. It's fun.
Oh man. So yeah, that's our JB portfolio investing segment. If you have any questions about investing or have any funny stories of revolving around it, can't speak today. Revolving around it, comment, tweet at us at our Twitter account, relatable1. And that's it for today's episode. Yeah, so oh shoot, my bad. Yeah, so if guys having issues with the computer, I'm gonna just sign us off. Please like, share, subscribe to Relatable. We're on Apple Podcasts and obviously this YouTube channel. We appreciate every listener. And aside from that, take care. Laters. Peace out.